What is up, guys? I am back with another video for you, and today I'm recreating Kylie Jenner's pretty much go-to everyday look that I see her wear a lot. You guys request these types of looks a lot and of her a lot, so here I am doing it for you guys. It's so easy and so simple, and it's perfect for an everyday glam where you want to put some effort in but you don't want to look like you're wearing a bunch of makeup. So we're just gonna jump into it. I'm putting down some tape, and I tend to use medical tape a lot because it's more sensitive on the skin. When you're using just regular tape, it kind of like tears your skin off, kind of, it hurts. It's not fun, but this doesn't hurt at all, and it's perfect for putting shadow on top. So I'm putting some concealer on my eyelids to prime them, and I'm blending that out with a NYX brush, which I'll link down below. Then I'm going to set the eyelids with some powder. Any powder will do, your setting powder, just any powder that you have lying around, just to set the eyelids before we go in with some shadow. It'll help blend everything much easier. And I'm using the new Iconic London palette, which I personally have had for a while. Mine is a really old one, as you can see. It doesn't even have names on it. That's how long I've been using it for. They did kindly send it to me to try out, and I absolutely adore it. So I'm starting off with the tan shade. It's called Ultimate Tan, and this is perfect for a transition shade. This is just going to go all over. Then I'm going in with Bellini, which kind of looks pink on camera, but it's more of a brownish undertone. It's stunning, and I love to use this for everyday use. I'm using a smaller brush for this, and I'm basing it all over the eyelid. As you can see, I'm avoiding the inner corner, but I am going in the crease, and then I'm going against that tape just so we can create that line. And then I am going to mix Ultimate Tan and Deep Soul just to get a deeper brown, and I'm going in that outer edge and against that tape again, just so we can create some depth in that outer corner. This is going to help the eyes look more elongated. My eyes are quite round, so I like to elongate them. I want that cat eye effect personally, so especially with this tape and having that sharp edge, it is going to lift our eye. So putting a darker brown on the edge there and against the tape is going to give us that appearance. Then I'm going in with just Deep Soul and a smaller brush. This is a Smith brush I use for my eyebrows, but for my concealer under my eyebrows, but I'm using this for the faux wing. So we're not going to use any actual liner, black liner, anything like that. It's much harsher, but if you're just using a deep dark brown shadow on the outer corner, it's going to give you that cat eye effect without actually having to do liner. The tape is going to help us, of course, to create that wing, and you barely have to try. It's just so easy. When you're taking that off, you can see it's a beautiful, like, sharp line. It's lifted our eyes, and it's just so easy. I'm using some Iconic London lashes. I do have a discount code with them, so if you want to check that out, definitely do. But they did come out with a bunch of lashes, and these are my favorite. They're so fluffy and so natural, and just blend really well with the lash line. You can barely detect it. You'll see in the end, you can barely see it. So as those are drying, I'm going to move on to my face. I'm using the Versali oil. I think this is the original one, and it's my favorite one. I've been using it a lot lately. Every single time I do my makeup, it's just a really lovely oil, and it just works really well with the skin. I'm using all the Iconic London illuminators today. I'm going in with the original first before I go in with my foundation, just so we have that glowy base, and this just works so well in so many different ways. I'm going to show you guys how I use them in this video, but I've used them for months and months now. You guys have seen me use it a bunch of times, and they're one of my favorite liquid illuminators for sure. So I'm going on my cheeks, on my nose, and a little bit on my cupid's bow. And then I'm going with my foundation. We want to keep this super light, so I'm using the Milk foundation. It's so light. It's basically a tinted moisturizer. It's in the shade medium tan, and the reason I want to use something super light is because Kylie's makeup, especially in photos that I've seen, it looks super natural and light. She doesn't look caked on, and also this is perfect for an everyday look. You don't want to have a cake face, so this just works really well. I'm going to show you guys how I just cover up my blemishes so my skin can still stay quite natural looking. The concealer I'm using today is where is the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte? No idea. I wanted to use a new concealer for you guys today, and this is the first time I'm using it. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I'm using the shade Custard, and I need to use it more before I let you guys know my thoughts. I'm not 100% on it. I like the way it blended out, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going in with the Iconic Pigment Sticks. These are my jam. I've been using them for such a long time now. I'm going to show you guys how I use them in different ways. I told you my skin, I want it to look quite natural. So I'm going in with the shade 2, and this just going to go, no, sorry. I'm going in with the shade 3 and just covering up my blemishes. And this is just going to help cover them up without making my entire face quite full on, you know what I mean? So these are super pigmented, hence the name Pigment Sticks, and they just cover up so much. And then I'm going in with the shade 2. This is just going to go in the center of my face just to highlight. This is a stunning shade for my skin tone. For highlighting purposes, it has this beautiful yellowish undertone. This is just going to go on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the tip of my nose, on my Cupid's bow area to highlight it a bit to make the lips look fuller, and of course some on the chin. Now this is my favorite shade ever. You guys have seen me use this pretty much in like nearly every video. I'm not sure, but I use this a lot. Like, this shade is just so perfect for me. This beautiful warm almond shade. It's in the shade 3.2. I just love this so much for bronzing up the face, giving it some color. But you can see now, look how easy it blends. It blends nearly into nothing. You can barely detect it on the skin. It's just so easy. This is a Tarte Kabuki type brush that I'm using here. Of course, all products will be in the description box down below, as I always do for you guys. But this is just going to go on the jawline, on the cheeks, and a little bit of on the nose. I love this for the jawline. It just sharpens it up so much. And you don't even have to set this if you didn't want to, but I am going to, just to make the look quite matte, because her makeup generally looks quite matte to me. So we're just blending this out as much as possible. It's just so easy to work with. You can see I'm barely making any effort, and it just looks so lovely on the skin. I just love it. So I also do the tip of the nose, but I don't go all the way up. You can if you wanted to. You can skip the nose altogether. I actually have a nose contour video solely on just the nose. If you want to check that out, you can definitely do that. Alright, so then I'm just going to blend out any edges and going with some powder. I'm using the Born This Way powder from Too Faced. Love this powder so much. I use this for the under eyes, and then I'm just powdering the entire face as well. It just mattes everything down, and we can go in with some powders now and just bring the look together. Going with the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. Love this stuff. Cannot go a day without it. 100%. I'm using the NARS Eater brush as well, and just carving out the cheeks a little bit before we bronze, and then I'm also going to contour the nose with it as well. Really easy powder to work with, layers perfectly on top of creams, and it just works really well. So I'm also going on the jawline with this. As you can see, the jaw is quite sharp now. Kylie's jaw is very sharp all the time, so this just works really perfectly for that. And as I mentioned, I do go down the sides of the nose as well. So I'm going to be using one of my favorite bronzers. You guys, this is actually technically a blush. It's from Illamasqua. It's called Disobey, and it's one of my favorites. It's this beautiful, like, not too warm, not too cool blush slash bronzer. It's one of my favorites. Perfect for everyday looks because it's such a lightweight powder. Then I'm taking that Too Faced translucent powder again and going on the sides of the nose a little bit. Because this powder is not too white, it just works really well for carving out any area that you want to carve out without looking too sharp. You can see when I blend this away, it doesn't look crazy sharp, but it does clean up those areas that I wanted to clean up. It has a little bit of a color to it, this powder, but it doesn't show up on the skin, so I think all skin tones can still use this. Moving on to a little bit of highlight. These iconic London drops, you can use these on top of powder. I've used it a bunch of times over powder. It still looks really good on top of the powder. It doesn't look bad at all. So I'm putting this on the tip of the nose, the bridge, and then the cheekbones, and that's all I'm using for highlight today. It just gives you a really natural glow without looking crazy. You can use these to look natural. I know they're super like bright highlights, but they can look super natural, as you can see. Not natural, what am I talking about? Just glowy but not crazy, okay? That's all I mean. Then I'm going with some blush. This is Becca Wild Honey, and it's just perfect for this look. And then I'm going in with the other two illuminators in Shine and Glow. Yes, Glow. So I'm mixing these two just for a body glow. I want my skin to look quite healthy because we are wearing like a tank top, so I want it to look quite healthy and glowy. So I'm taking my Evo brush and just blending out the illuminator on my shoulders and on my collarbone and a little bit on my neck as well. Just gonna give us some glowy skin, you know? We want to look glowy and pretty, and why not? If you guys are into it, definitely try it out. Love this stuff. All right, so I'm going in with some setting spray. This is the GlamGlow one. It's so lightweight, I can barely feel it on my face. I could spray this for 10 minutes and not feel anything. It's just so fine and pretty. All right, so I'm going in with my lip liner. This is the eyeliner from NYX in light brown. I use it as a lip liner. You guys know this. Been doing it for years now. It's my everything. And then I'm going in with lipstick. I wish I did more of a pink lip. I screwed up on that part, but I'm using Nude Kate from Charlotte Tilbury. Love it. Wish I went a little more pink, but this is the look, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it and learned something from it. All the products are listed down below as per usual for you guys, and check out my previous videos, which I'll link at the end of this video, and subscribe. Why not? Let's be friends. You know, follow me on my social media if you want to, and I'll see you guys super soon. Love you. Bye, guys.